The Sizable Surprises event is a good one for us shiny lovers and meta hunters because there are boosted shiny rates, multiple shiny debuts including Ultra Beasts, and one of the best grass types as well as the best fire type raid attackers will be available during this event. It is going from Thursday, April 4th at 10 a.m. to Tuesday, April 9th at 8 p.m. So let's dig into the details and the best things to hunt during this event. Let's start with the bonuses, where we will get 2 times XP for successfully catching Pokemon with nice or better throws. Keep in mind this bonus will not stack with the community day bonus. We'll also get an increased chance for extra small and extra large Pokemon encounters, and an increased chance to encounter shiny Wailmer. But that's not it for shiny news. There will also be a shiny debut in the wild spawns. So let's go over what the spawns are for this event. In the wild, we will see Diglett, Mantine, Wailmer, Joltik, Dynamo, Cutiefly, Wimpod, and Citadel. And then rarer encounters for Onix and Snorlax. Notice now that Wimpod can be shiny, so that is our new debut in the wild. And if you haven't seen shiny Wimpod before, here it is. Now personally, I do like this line of shinies, but I think Golisopod out of the two definitely looks the best. But that's still not all for shiny news. We also have 2 shinies debuting in the raids, so let's go over the raids for this event. In the 1-star raids, we will see Fungus, Clink, Esper, and Tadbulb. Then in the 3-star raids, we will see Alolan Executor, Galarian Weezing, Gyarados, and Snorlax. Everything there except for Tadbulb can be shiny, but those aren't the new ones. The new ones are in the 5-star raids. We have 2 shiny debuts with Celesteela in the southern hemisphere and Kartana in the northern hemisphere. And now both of those can be shiny for the first time in Pokemon Go, so we are finally getting our chance to hunt shiny Ultra Beasts. And then finally in the Mega Raids, we are going to have Mega Charizard X. Now keep in mind that Kartana is locked to the northern hemisphere and Celesteela is locked to the southern hemisphere. However, that does not mean you are limited to hunting the one that is only in your hemisphere. With remote raids, you will be able to hunt outside your hemisphere, and I'll go over how to do that in the tips section. But first, let's finish up with the event details. There will be field research encounters as well for the event, and in there we are going to see Onix, Snorlax, Wailmer, Dynamo, Cutiefly, and Wimpod. So definitely keep an eye out for that field research, as it will be another way to hunt some of those shinies. And then there will be showcases as well, as we are getting for every event now, and collection challenges. And for those collection challenges, we are going to get the rewards of raspberries, pineapple berries, XP, and encounters with Wimpod and Wailmer. So some more ways to encounter those featured shinies for this event. Okay, that's it for the event details. Now let's take a look at the meta relevancy as well as some tips. And for meta relevancy, we'll start with some shoutouts first, and then we'll take a look at the bigger stuff in more detail. Okay, so starting our shoutouts, we have Mantine, which is good for Great League and can be run in the Ultra League as well. Then we have Golisopod from Wimpod, which ranks about 60 in the Master League, but can also be run in Ultra League and then Great League as well, but ranks over 100 on PV Poke in both of those. We have Galvantula from Joltik, which ranks about 150 in Ultra League in Shadow form, so a spicier pick, and you'd only be able to farm candies during this event. We have Steelix, which evolves from Onix and is decent for Ultra League and can be spicy for Great League as well. Then we have Galarian Weezing, which is also good for Ultra League, ranking about 100. And then we have Snorlax, which is a decent gym defender and ranks best as a Shadow in the Master League at about number 50, but the non-Shadow ranks about 72. It also ranks near 150 in both Ultra League and Great League as well. Again, the Shadow ranks better for Great League by about 10 ranks. Okay, now let's get into the bigger stuff. First up, we have Gyarados. Now Gyarados will be in raids, although they won't be Mega Raids. It does have a Mega in the game, which is a top 5 water type raid attacker. It also ranks high in the Master League at about 25 on PV Poke, but the Shadow form is just above the non-Shadow, and the same is true for Ultra League. It ranks around 100, but the Shadow ranks a bit higher, near 80. So while you won't be able to get Mega Energy for your Gyarados, you will be able to potentially get a good IV Gyarados if you need one of those, or a shiny Gyarados, and then you'll also be able to farm some candies. And then next up, we have Mega Charizard X in the Mega Raids. You can use the Mega Energy to Mega whichever Char you want into whichever Mega form you want, but Mega Charizard Y is the most useful as a top fire type raid attacker with its legacy move Blast Burn, but it does well with Overheat if you don't want to spend an elite charge TM to get that Blast Burn on it. Now Char is also a good Ultra League mon, but you can't get good Ultra League PvP IVs from raids, so again this would just be to farm candies. Okay, and the last Pokemon that we're going to take a look at for meta relevancy is Kartana, and it's our last one because unfortunately Celesteela is not particularly meta relevant. Only thing it's really good for is as a spice pick in Master League. It doesn't really have any synergy between its fast and charged moves, but it can be shiny, so I mean there is still a reason to hunt it, just not a meta relevant one. But in terms of Kartana, it can also now be shiny for the first time, and it is the number 2 grass type raid attacker after Mega Sceptile. If you're out there hunting that shiny, definitely keep some good IV ones to fill up that grass type raid attacker roster. And it ranks about 160 in the Master League, so could be a decent spicy pick there as well. All right, let's move on to the tips section of the video, starting with the best Mega. So if you are hunting those wild spawns, definitely go with Mega Swampert as a water and ground type. It's basically going to cover all the meta relevant Pokemon that you want to hunt candies for. But if you want to counter Kartana and Celesteela, then definitely go with Mega Charizard Y or Mega Blaziken with its fire moveset, as that will cover you for both of those raids. However, if you want to use a Mega to get more candies for Kartana, then go with something like Mega Venusaur, Mega Steelix, Mega Scizor, Mega Sceptile, Mega Aggron, or Mega Abomasnow. And if you want a Mega to get more candies for Celesteela, then go with something like Mega Pidgeot, Mega Pinsir, Mega Aerodactyl, Mega Steelix, Mega Scizor, Mega Aggron, Mega Salamence, or Mega Rayquaza. Now keep in mind, if you're going to be doing raids for both of these Pokemon at the same time, there is some overlap there because they both share that steel typing. So something like Mega Steelix, Mega Scizor, or Mega Aggron will cover you for both of them. Just keep in mind that you want a Mega that is at the highest Mega level possible, because that gets you the most amount of candies and the best chance at Candy XL. And another way to get more candies is of course to use Pineapple Berries for 2 times the candy, or Silver Pineapples for 2.33 times the candy. I would definitely save the Silver Pineapples for things like Kartana or Celesteela that are harder to encounter, and use the Pineapples for things that you find in the wild. Okay, let's go over a few other tips, and the first one is how to hunt that shiny Ultra Beast that is not in your hemisphere. And there are a few ways to do this. One of them is to go to a Discord server that allows people to host and join remote raids. Our Discord server for this channel allows you to do that, so there's a channel in there specifically for that. You can find a link in the description of this video and every video, as well as in the main channel page in the links section. But there are lots of other Discord servers that allow you to do that as well. And then another option is to use an app like Pokegenie. So these are apps that allow you again to either host or join remote raids all over the world and pick which specific raid boss you want to join a queue for. So if you want to shiny hunt the Ultra Beast that is not in your hemisphere, definitely check out either Discord or one of these remote raiding apps. I've also got a tip here for getting Shundo. So a Shundo is a Pokemon that is both shiny and 100% IVs, if you aren't familiar with that term. And the best way to hunt those is in field research encounters, because research has an IV floor of 10, 10, 10. So with that higher IV floor, that means you have a better chance of getting a Hundo, and then hopefully it turns out shiny and you'll be able to add a Shundo to your collection. We will have field research for this event that includes Wimpod, Wailmer, and a few of those other shiny Pokemon for the event. So if you want to get a Shundo of any of those, definitely hunt them in the field research encounters. All right, there's going to be showcases for this event, so I'll give you my showcase tip as well, and that is just to go to less busy showcases. So go to showcases that aren't near popular grind spots, they aren't near major attractions in your city, and they aren't near any major transit hubs. These showcases will generally have less trainers that enter them, which means they are less competitive, which means you have a better chance at placing higher in the rankings. And of course, if you live in a city, one of the more extreme versions of this is to take a car ride to a showcase that's just outside the city, and again, that will have less trainers in it, give you a better chance of winning. Now, if you aren't aware, the medal that is associated with winning showcases has recently had 2 rewards added to it. So when you get the gold medal, you do get a pose that is your avatar reading a book, and then when you get the platinum medal for it, you get an encounter with PhD Pikachu. So if you're interested in either of those, you might want to try winning some showcases. All right, now in terms of medals, you can work on that Rising Star medal, which to platinum requires you to defeat 150 different species of Pokemon and gyms. So if you haven't rated any of these Pokemon that will be out before, rate at least one of them to add to that medal. And then you can also work on the water type medal. A lot of the Pokemon that are out will be water type, so if you haven't platinum that one yet, you can definitely make some good progress. All right, everybody, that's it for this video. All the usual buttons are down below. Hit whichever one you want. They do help support the channel. If you enjoyed this video and want more right now, check out one of the videos on screen. Happy hunting. I hope you get yourself one of those shiny Gallistopods and the new shiny Ultra Beast, or any other shiny you may be hunting, and we'll see you in the next one, friends.
I've got something incredibly funky.